WHBC. This is Canton's Morning News with Pam Cook.
Well, I promised a little bit earlier that we would chat with Plain Local School Superintendent Brent May. I probably gave him a heart attack as he was driving here because I said 7:20 and
Yeah, I almost called you.
like, oh no, what's
I can
happening?
do it now if you need to. I'll just call in, right?
I don't know what sometimes those things happen, you know, and
No worries.
But you're here, and that's good because we have a lot
Thank
to
you.
talk about today.
Thank you.
It's always good to have you back in studio with us. So maybe give us some, like, the current state of the district. I mean, where things are standing right now.
So this is hard to believe, but we're starting to register kindergartners for next year.
Year.
And you're probably going to ask me which class that is, and I have no idea. I don't think I want to know. Just it's older than I am, right? So so we started that. We have over, I think, about 110 or 111 kindergartners registered already, which is pretty crazy. And they have to be 5 by the first day of instruction this year. So that's new. That's a new state law.
Oh, okay.
So for us, it's August 20th. So they have to be 5 by August 20th. So that's going on. Thursday night, we start scheduling at our high school. So we have all the parents and kids come in of current freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. They come in and learn about all the opportunities and, all those things. And so, yeah, it's a pretty busy time. It's good, though.
Yeah.
We've actually, I think last week was our first full week in a while.
My gosh, yeah,
Right.
that had to be, and that's something to talk about is, making that decision, for the bitter cold weather. It's It's a tough call, isn't it?
Yeah. And everybody always wants to know, what's the, give me a number, give me this, give me that. And the honest answer is just many factors, Kids that walk, we have big snow piles around. We have to make sure kids where they're standing is safe. Buses. I mean, it's important to have a number, and we all want that, but there's a lot of other factors. And kids in cars is always a concern at our high school, because they're still trying to learn how to drive.
Yeah.
Normally in our high school parking lot, so that's fun. But a couple of those days were pretty easy. We had a lot of snow, and it was really cold. So we try to be as safe as we can and get the kids in. A lot of our some of our kids, they school is the place that they feel safe. It's warm. They can eat.
Yeah.
And for the weekends on Fridays, we send home a lot of food with our kids. So it's important that our kids are at school on Friday because that is a way for them to eat over the weekend. So some of those things people don't think about, and that's okay. They shouldn't think about those things, but I do. And it's important for our kids and our families to make sure that they're healthy and they come back to school the following Monday. That's what we want.
Good point. That's all very good points. That helps give a little perspective to it. So let's talk about, we've chatted about school funding and all of those kinds of things for numerous times, but you will have a levy on the ballot coming up, correct? Bond issue.
Yeah, we'll have a bond issue in May. Yep. Yeah.
And that will be, what is the bond issue?
So the bond issue is an ask to the community to basically we have 7 buildings right now that educate our kids preschool through grade 4. So we have 7 facilities, and so what was approved by the board is to go down to 3 buildings, 3 new facilities, consolidate into 3 elementaries. And one of those elementaries would have our preschool kids in. So we started community meetings in September. We had multiple community meetings. We had surveys that, went out, to our community. We had good responses. And then we had a steering committee, and we took all the information, and basically that was what was proposed, and ultimately the board approved in December to move that forward, to the voters. And I always say this, and it is a very weird time. Yeah. Right. And we all know, and we talked before we came on air together, the property taxes and everything that's going on. And so, I'm aware of all those things. And so we presented all the information, facilities, ages of our buildings, the conditions they're in. We presented savings that could be, recognized, and we put all the information on our website. We had a consultant that came in and worked with our community. And we had people that came in and evaluated our facilities. And the big thing is we had the Ohio Facilities Construction Committee. They came in, evaluated our facilities, and then we agreed to partner with them they will help us fund our schools, the construction of our new schools. And so, for us, the first go round, that's almost $50 million that we could get back as a credit, so to speak, when that time arrives. So, my thing is we've presented all the information. Now it's going to be up to the community to decide ultimately what they want for their community. And, hopefully they've been to the meetings, they've read the information, and they can call me, they call a board member. But I do know this: if you have strong schools, you're going to have a strong community, and the community is especially in Plain. We don't have a downtown. We don't have a center of Oakwood Square now is our high school, and we have a great product. What we do, I'll put it up against anybody, anywhere, locally and in the state of Ohio. So this is really about the future of this community. And it's not about me. My kids aren't going to benefit from it, but if Plain Local wants to continue to remain a vibrant community, you have to have strong schools. Now, does strong schools mean new facilities? Absolutely not. I get that. But we also have some facilities that need a little
critical
some
needs.
TLC, right?
Just a little.
And the whole funding thing, as you started with, I mean, I think we talked last time in the budget bill, we lost about $4.5 million in funding from the state. And then over the next, as we get into 27, 28, 29, we're going to lose another $2.3 million. So when you look at $6.7 million, we got to make it up somewhere. So part of looking at a facilities plan is how can we better utilize the taxpayers' money? And I understand valuations and property tax is a huge issue, and I know that. And we're hoping we can move forward together as a community and continue to have families want to come and live in Plain. That's important. It's a great community. The cost of living is really good there. And like I said, the product that we have and what our kids do and what our staff do, I think is second to none. And I'm proud of that.
What would, down the road, looking down the road, if indeed property taxes were nixed, I mean, how would that affect the school district?
Well, it'd be pretty much catastrophic. I mean, if I'm being totally honest, because, and here's the thing people don't recognize sometimes because it's been so long. School funding was ruled unconstitutional, 30 years ago, 25, 30 years ago? Mm-hmm. And it hasn't been fixed. And so we're still using the same system. And, I've read the articles like everyone else has. If property taxes would go away, what would do the sales tax and the cost of services? So when you talk about police, fire, roads, I really don't know. I don't have those answers. But what I do know is everything right now is so political. Doesn't matter what you talk about. And at the end of the day, I just hope people recognize that we have a great community. We have great kids, great staff, the things that we do throughout Ohio and throughout Stark County. We're going to have to come up with something because I don't know what the answer is. We're just going to let everything burn to the ground and then figure this out. And then ultimately our kids lose.
Right.
I mean, that's our future. And I understand, and I have parents of my own who live in Plain and, talk with them all the time about their income and those things. And so I understand that. But everything is so political. It's hard for everybody to sit down and have the conversation to really get to a resolution because you're either left or right and there's no middle ground.
Yeah. And
that is hurting public education throughout the state of Ohio. And I saw the article in the paper this morning about Canton City schools, and that's going to be commonplace everywhere. And it's happening everywhere in Ohio. Yeah. So
I don't say you're not alone.
Not alone at all.
And we're hoping for the best for everybody. I mean, because you're right. It is about the communities surrounding these school districts.
Yeah. And like I said, we got, I think, a great product and proud of our kids and our staff. And we want to continue those programs and those opportunities for our kids. We had a middle school musical over the weekend, Matilda.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. We're doing this Pipeline to Possibilities is where we bring, at our high school, we bring all the trades in and they talk to our kids. They're in classes with our kids. They're recruiting our kids. We're doing internships with them. We're getting kids that are leaving high school with college credit that are immediately starting internships, like at the K Company or Ohio Gradings or wherever it may be. I mean, those are the things that we're supposed to be doing in public education.
That's what matters. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just want to continue those things and, do it in plain local.
Well, we're going to continue to bring you in and get updates from you and see how things are going. I appreciate you coming down today.
Thank you, Pam. Always a pleasure.
Now, money news.